Senator Smith, so I saw the presentations by Mr. McShay and Brad Day, and they were kind of gloom and doom, but I guess the truth hurts.
Well, they were very realistic. From my take on it is, I've been tracking with the pension issue and trying to do something that would stabilize the funds for probably 12 to 14 years. And obviously there's been a ton of pushback from different advocacy groups that were in opposition to that. And I guess the only thing positive that's really happening now, we're getting more people that are starting to pay attention to the fact that in their mind we may have a problem. Well, it's not a question we do have a problem, a massive problem. And it's sort of, you know, their presentation today with Mr. Day and Mr. Shea, I guess it was, were sort of reinforces what happened in Rhode Island on that. And so as a result, I think it's beneficial. Trying to translate that into something corrective action is going to be the challenge.
For people who aren't familiar, what happened in Rhode Island?
In Rhode Island, they just flat couldn't pay any more on their pensions. I mean, we're sitting here out of our general fund. It sounds to me like we're paying somewhere close to 10% of our general fund money goes towards pension obligation right now. On our general fund, on our salaries and that sort of thing, and Social Security. But in Rhode Island, they've decided the two key points that both of these gentlemen talked about today was you have to look at the COLA and you have to look at the age of retirement. And Rhode Island, according to the presentation, the governor was not sensitive to re-election and wanted to do what was responsible. And in Rhode Island, it's my understanding they moved the minimum retirement age to 62, and they did away with the COLA.
Getting back to the pensions here, ERB and PERA, I've sat in on a number of these committee meeting hearings, and Jan Goodwin has said we've made good strides, and our board has made these recommendations, and we're going to be good for years to come. But the presentation from these two gentlemen said pretty much the opposite.
Well, and they get into the risk side that we're going to have with the on the bonding side of the state, and the impact of GADSB, governmental accounting standards, and it's you know, I think. We need to be listening to them. I'm not certain that we have to take everything that they've said.
The PERA and ERB
value.
people.
Well, I'm talking about with the advisors today, but I think we can strike a balance. But obviously, it'll be a greater step than what both boards are wanting to take right now.
Do you think they're not willing to take the medicine yet, or they don't realize the problem is as severe as it might be?
As a board, they probably don't have the intestinal fortitude to make those decisions, because I attended some of those meetings as they moved around the state, and structurally the people that are making the decisions were the beneficiary of the pensions, and so there is somewhat of a risk of being a little bit self-serving, trying to protect what they already have.
Well, on the other side, the risk is going to be people who defend these pensions and status quo are going to say people like you and the two gentlemen who spoke today are tools of the right wing or overly gloomy.
You know, we've asked for a lot, trying to get a little bit over the years as far as a fix. The last thing we want is doing away with pension programs in the state of New Mexico. But the bottom line is that long after I'm out of the legislature, this issue is going to surface, and people have got to realize that it's the tax-paying public that's footing the bill for all of the pensions. And rather than taking at face value what the boards are saying, they need to have some input. And I appreciate Mr. Day's reflection on that. As a taxpayer, he said, I resent what's been done. And so they can call us anything they want, but the bottom line is that it has to be fixed. And the first wave on the East Coast is probably going to be Rhode Island on that. And I think you're going to see that move west.
All right. Senator Smith, thank you very much.
Thank you.